Okay, this is question 12 of Unit 1, non-calculator, intermediate numeracy practice paper created by the EAS. Many of the pupils in the class got this wrong because they failed to look up what grouped frequency diagram meant. Now there's two types here. We either have grouped frequency polygon or grouped frequency diagram. The diagram is a bar chart. And the bars are touching because there's no gaps in the groups. It goes 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 and so on. The heights of the bars are the number of pupils, which is the frequency column here. The other type, the group frequency polygon, looks a bit like a mountain range drawn with straight lines, and we plot points from the midpoints of the group. Anyway, today we're looking at this one, which is a group frequency diagram, which I've already said is a bar chart. Now the first thing you need to do before you draw this bar chart is make sure you understand the scale. What does one little square represent on our vertical scale, on our number of pupils scale? Okay, so 10 little squares equals 4. And so for every 10 squares we have 4 pupils. So for every 5 squares, what we could do here is just pop in 2, 6, 10, 14 and 18, because if every 10 squares is 4 pupils, every 5 squares is 2 pupils. This will help you draw the bar chart correctly. Let's have a look then. 19 pupils. Well, obviously 19 is halfway between 18 and 20, so basically every 2.5 squares is 1 pupil, because if 5 squares is 2 pupils, because 10 squares was 4 pupils, then 2.5 squares is 1 pupil. So we are going to have to draw a line halfway across that square there. Now you should be using a ruler. I can't use a ruler on my application here, so I'm just going to draw it freely by hand to try and get halfway. Okay, I'm going to undo that a second. So basically, you're trying to get a line there halfway, and then using your ruler, draw the rest of the bar down here. Unlike mine's a bit wonky because I'm not using a ruler. Right, so that's the first bar. It's between 0 and 5 because the first group is between 0 and 5. And it goes up to 19, halfway between 18 and 20. And then you do the same for the rest of the bars. I'll do a couple more, but I won't complete the whole thing. So between 5 and 10 is the group 5 to 10, and that goes up to 17. So 17 is halfway between 16 and 18. So 2.5 squares up from 17 is about there. And you draw a line down here to 10. Obviously I didn't have to draw another line here, that was already drawn. The bars touch, there's no gaps because the groups are continuous, there's no gaps. So it ends in 5, starts at 5, ends in 10, starts at 10, ends in 15, starts at 15, so on. I'll do one more, it's an easier one. The group 10 to 15, 10 to 15 minutes, 10 pupils were within that group. So we've got 10, I've marked 10 on there, that's on that line there, and complete the bar like so. And use a ruler and use pencil, okay, when you're doing this. So if you make a mistake, you can rub it out in the exam. Don't ever draw graphs or any graph at all using pen. And you do the other two, 5 and 2. I'm going to do those quickly. So there's 5. And there's 2. And there's your completed grouped frequency diagram. A bar chart with no gaps. Equal widths, because all the groups are equal width. Okay, thank you very much.